Hi, it's Jez from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today for another using my scraps video. So I recently sorted all my scraps out into categories to make them easier to use. I've literally just finished filming one scrap project, so they aren't all in there. Yeah, so finding this useful, although this is only day one of using them. So I did do my first video of using scraps and I made these. I've literally just finished them. I'm just filming straight away because I'm on a roll and I want to. And I had grabbed a few bits of packaging from my packaging drawer, decided that that's just too nice as it is to do anything with, really, so that's staying as it is. I got these. Ooh, a little bit scrap there, Jess, fancy that. I thought this is going to be a little journal, and likewise this one probably. I might replace the pages in that, but now I've got these two, so I thought I might work on these because they're much longer projects. This to me is a pad, so this is, I'm going to give you another idea for your scraps. I've done a little scrap pad before using a bit of packaging like this, and I'm gonna do it again but different. So I just want to do some collaging over this using some scraps, of course. So I'm gonna rip that bit off. We'll use that again another time. So I'll have that on there, and I'm gonna, what shall I collage with? Shall I collage with this lot of digitals? Yeah, I've got another one of digitals because I had too many for one clip. Where is it? Those are strips. Didn't I have another big one? Sure you did, Jez. I kind of scooch things out of the way because there it is. It's all getting a bit too much. Yeah, so let's cover it with digital. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cover this with a load of glue stick and just start sticking on. Really, really simple. I'm not worried about that hole because I can put it back in. Right. I'm just going to hold it up to see if I've got everything. I haven't. There we go. I think I've got it all now. Yep. Fold you over. So let's start. Take the clips off. Let's start sticking things down and collaging. So I'm just not really, I'm not thinking about this at all. I'm not worried about overlaps. We will address those. I don't want ones that are card. I just want ones that are bits of paper, really, because I don't want it to be sort of too bulked up. There, I've gone over that hole, but that's quite all right. That side or that side? That's quite nice, actually. Let's stick a bit down there. I'm gonna, where it's overlapping like that, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back afterwards. Oh, you're very pretty. I'll put you on top there. You're a bit of a clean line. I'm wondering actually if I can just pull that up a little bit and have you overlapping. Yeah, like that. Want a little bit on the edge there. We've got a corner bit there. Your card. Stick you there. So it's going to stick where the glue was. Oh, the little bit needs to go in there. So what I'm going to do is find my ruler and go along there. And we'll just rip down from there. And we need to stick a bit in there. Stick that in there. Like so. Right. And we'll come along there. And we'll do that. So, oh, there's a bit over there that needs covering. We'll take you off there. And we'll stick you there. So that is all that outside covered with some overlaps that we will now address. So we'll turn it over first and cut these bits off. What's going on there? Right, so that's those bits cut off. So now I need to see where ends are. Right, you really need just sticking down. So I'm just putting glue on the ends of these bits that are overlapping, because obviously there was glue stick underneath holding the main part down, but where they've overlapped there is no glue. So go under there. Where'd you come from? No real idea, Jess. So that, and I've done it so that I didn't glue anything over this top bit. Oh, we need to put some glue underneath these bits. Oh, and that bit needs a bit of glue there, I can see that. So that is my collage. Absolutely no thought whatsoever went in to piecing those together. They're digitals from all over the place. So yeah, literally out of my scrap bag onto there. I am gonna now do a bit of inking, because I didn't ink any of the edges, because I like to do it afterwards, so the edges can now that's those bits. So let's go around the edge. And I might now put something over that fold to neaten it, because we've got edges, but just go around these bits now. I think I might do a little bit of staining on that inside, but I want to address this bit now. I want paper. Right, what I'm going to do is going to take that strip there, and fold it in half. I'm going to take my favourite edging punch, and just put that over. Yeah, that will finish it off nicely, but before we do that, I want to ink the ends. I think that was the best £3 I ever spent in charity shop, buying that punch. Just a bit more. Not really going to see this side, but I want the ends done. So there we go. So I'm gonna some glue stick. Like so. And I'm going to pop a bit of art glitter for good measure. Let's open this out, and right, I do want to see the end. Let's chop the end of this off. Just so I can line the crease up. I can see the crease there and I can see it there, and then that way, and now I'm coming straight across. Because otherwise it'll be a bit of a disaster. There we go, and I will leave that to dry because I don't want to bend it whilst it's wet. So if I leave it to dry, then it will be like a complete piece of paper and it will fold fine without any slippage. Give that a good burnish. So I want to do something about this. So what I want to do is scooch this lot. Let's come out of its clip. Forgot I had 2 clips. Stick them all back together again. See, it didn't take much to sort it all out. There we go, move them out of the way. Got a bit of rubbish there that needs dealing with. Right, there we go. Got a little bit of space. So I want a little bit of cereal bag. And I'm going to get a bit of ink. So get a bit of a mixture. This is what I like to do. If you've watched me before, you will have seen me do this. So I've got, people always ask, old paper, tea dye, antique linen. I'm just going to use those 3. I've got tatted rose out there, but I'm not going to use it. And then I just spray it with some water. And what I'm going to do, which is not something I normally do, I just thought of it, give it a fold over so it sort of mixes up a bit. There we go. And then I'm going to do some dib dabbing. I'm just going to move this carefully to one side whilst I heat that to dry it. And that's it dried. You could of course leave it to dry naturally. There's still some little bits of wet on there, and that is just a quick way of colouring the inside. And you could go back, I did leave it here, it's not dry, so if there was bits where you thought I want a bit more, and you can drag and you get a different look. If you drag, you don't get so much of the speckles. Quite like that sort of look. Right, so I'm going to try again with my heat tool, and I might call that done. So that's that. And sometimes what I do is I sit and think, oh, it's a bit white there, I might just come in with my blending brush and add a little bit extra where I think it might need a bit. But that's that. I'm really like, you get a different effect every time you do it, and I love it. And you could always now spray with some water on top to reactivate the ink and get another effect. Let's just do that and see what happens. So we can put a bit of water over there, and you can see, give it a moment, the water droplets start reacting with what's underneath there, and it develops a new pattern there, and you can see it sort of forming before your eyes. You can see the reaction happening. Love it, just love it. And there we are, you've got some different stuff going on there now because I sprayed it. Love it, love it, love it. So now that ink should be dry, so we should be able to now just fold that over in half. Oh, got a little bit cracking there because it was only copy of paper, but it's okay. It adds to the scrappiness, although it's a little bit ironic that I put that bit over to cover the fact that it wasn't a single sheet, and now we've got cracks. But you know, like it, I think it's all right. So now I was gonna put this back. Now I have got that shape. Let's see if I can line it up. Excuse me arm there, gosh Jez, how rude. So if I take this off, I can see the hole. There's a thing. I'm just going to go in this way and hope for the best, I think. Right, what I can do, no, you don't have to hope for the best, Jez. I'm going to use my little stylus, and if I go through with my stylus, I can make an indentation on the other side. Which I can see. See where the edge goes and where the end is. There we go. And then I can come back in with this. Oh yes, cooking on gas, and there I can see over a bit, over a bit. Right, we need to come down a bit. I can move this a tad. Yeah, perfect, Jez. Perfect. And let's put the hole back in. There we are. Of course, that wasn't necessary. You didn't have to do that, but I quite like the look of it. And as I bought this thing, I'm going to use it. Right. There we go. I'm going to bin that. So that is made that cover. I might round these edges. Okay, now you have to come back in and ink them all, Jez. Right, I'm going to come in with a missed that all completely. There we go, we'll just ink around that bit. There we are. So that is a little folder so we can make a little scrappy, oh, there's the bottom of me doodah. Put that back on, otherwise, well, it'll just get buried in the black hole of my craft room and never to be seen again. There we go. So my idea for this was to take a little bit from each of my scrappy bits so that I've got then something for when I'm traveling. I've just got a load of scraps, or even just sort of lap work. That's a bit big. You know, if I'm in front of the telly and I want to make some clusters or decorate some tags that aren't necessarily for a theme, so I just want some bits and bobs. So just gonna grab a few bits. I want them to fit. So these bits I'm pulling off, I'm gonna chuck. Quite like you. This was a box, so this will naturally rip along those score lines. Quite liked it because it was coffee stained. So a bit of you. There we go. Let's take some of these smaller bits. So there you go. That's enough of that paper. So I'm going to take a bit from each of my piles. And it's also a good way of tidying up. So that's that pile. Let's have a little bit of digital paper. Do you know, I might put that in and then I'll actually decorate it for something. That'll do. maybe we'll have you focal point. You'll make lots of focal points. Let's just take that one off. Got lots on here, lots of little things. Awesome. Half circles, they'll be fun. Bit of ticket. There we go. Bit of plain stuff. Bit of you, bit of you, bit of you and you, and you. Yeah. All right then. You can go in there because you've been floating around. And then I'm going to put a bit of this. Let's just have that selection from the front. Book pages. Let's just take those bits from the front. There we go. I might take that circle. And then what we've got is a handy dandy little scrap pad to take down put a little bulldog clip in. That's ready for just taking away when you're going away. Some of these are overlapping it, but that doesn't matter. You could just rip them up a bit smaller if you wanted to, so it didn't overlap too much. Chuck them back up there, and then you've got something there ready for making clusters. So you've got something pretty. So I always think pretty things that helps inspire you to create something nice if it looks nice. And so, you know, going away for a weekend, or just want a project in front of the telly, whatever, you've got a nice selection of scraps there to work with. So yeah, that's my little scrappy idea. Hope you liked that. Hope that's given you some inspiration. You could, of course, you know, do something like this and you know, turn it into, you know, a little scrap booklet for a journal, pop into a journal. But I just thought this was quite handy. You know, sometimes I wouldn't want to necessarily take this big box down with me in front of the telly, so I can just grab that and I can have that in my scrap box. So put back all the scraps pads that I have been using, and stick that on top. So that's the one to, you know, take down with me when I'm going to go and do some lap work, as Steph calls it. Okay, hope that was useful. Hope you enjoy this little scrappy series, and I'll bring you some more next week. Okay, bye for now.